Hey gamers, it's another week in gaming and we've all had to slog through it. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, however. It's called the weekend. But there's also a cart of cupcakes at the end of the tunnel known as This Week in Gaming, where I tell you all the interesting gaming news stories that has happened throughout the week. Well, metaphors aside, let's get the show on the road. MLG is expanding its esports reaches to Brazil, partnering with Grupo Aguia, a specialized travel group based in Brazil that has decades of experience working with global sport and tourism initiatives like this year's World Cup. It's always good to see esports growing and being treated like an actual industry for once. Well, the sales numbers for both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have come out, and oh boy, it's not looking good for the Xbox One. VP of the PlayStation marketing, John Collar, said the PlayStation 4 was #1 in sales for the next-gen consoles in January, nearly doubling the nearest next-gen competitor. It even overtook the former frontrunner of the console sales, the 3DS, which is quite an achievement. There's a new competitor in the Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS. You may know him as the shortest boxer on Earth. That's right, Little Mac is finally making his debut as a playable character in Smash Bros. Previously, he was only usable as a trophy, however now he's a full-fledged character with his own skill set and everything. Starting to like the roster for the new Super Smash Bros. They're making some really good additions. Flappy Bird, somehow, has become the main hubbub around these parts lately, quickly becoming the largest game on the iOS and then getting taken down after the developer got too much flack. Well, that hasn't stopped people from trying to make crappy knockoff Flappy Bird's games, and my favorite has to be the one released by Fallout Boy. You just play as a disembodied flying head of one of the band members, and I think Young Volcanoes, a track from their latest album, plays in the background. Weird. The last and quite possibly most important news today is that the announcement of the game called Goat Simulator. This game has been shown off but has never actually been confirmed to be a real game coming out for real computers. Well, the people at Coffee Stain Studios has allowed us to put our weary heads to rest by announcing the game that will be released later this spring. You can pre-order the game for $10. That's $10 to be a goat. What a deal. Well gamers, that's it from us this week. Relax, it's a weekend. Unless you're like me and you have to study for 2 midterms, because you know, I don't need sleep anyways. Kevin, signing off.